Welcome back to the channel. I might sound a little bit funny, I've been a little sick, but we are tearing into the buggy finally. I took some shitty video, I think, of me taking all of this apart. I did not record most of it because I just came down here and just did stuff. But here's how we're looking. Ignore the fact that the shop has a bunch of stuff all around. We're cleaning up the shop. So what happened with the buggy? Well, on Thanksgiving, I have a video of me doing a wheelie all the way across China wall, and when I put the front end down, I had no oil pressure, and that sucked. I got pulled back, and then at Glamis I changed the oil pump and I put a Mellon's high volume high pressure oil pump, and we did it that weekend. We're back on the road. We had the rest of the trip. Everything went well. We went to Glamis again in December, and about halfway through that trip, lost oil pressure. And the same problem on both cases. The pressure relief valve on the oil pump hung open, and it was hung open by a piece of debris. I kind of suspected it might have been metal, because you don't usually suspect anything else, but in this case it was not metal, and a $20 part took out my motor. Thankfully it's actually in good shape, but look right down in here, and I don't know how well you can see, but this is where your knock sensors go, on those little posts. And these are the grommets that keep sand and whatnot out of there. And if I get this over here in the sun, you can definitely see that there is sand down inside of there, which means there is oil. And if you look real carefully, you can see that that one still has a seal, and that one looks a little different. There's no lip right where it's supposed to seal. What ended up happening was, as the car is out there in the sand, this is on top, the intake sits here, the head sit along the side, it traps sand. This is always full of sand, and it was dribbling sand down into the motor and down onto my camshaft, into these two holes, and down into the bottom of the engine. Now, the cam and everything else seems fine. The only part that seems a little bit worn is the cam bearing right here. I can see a little copper. Everything else looks great. I've cleaned this side of the motor, as you can see, but I have not cleaned this side of the motor. All the other bearings are in great shape. I actually have them right here. I'll show you those. Rod bearing. And I also want to emphasize that this engine has been ran without oil for maybe a total of 3 to 4 minutes. That looks really good for a rod bearing. Here's one of the main bearings, almost not even through the protective coating. These things look really good, all things considered. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw some new lifters in there, because I beat the lifters up running it without oil pressure. Pull apart the short block, hone it, and put it all back together with new bearings, new seals, and new rings. Everything else is in great shape. Here's all the parts. All the lifters look good. Nothing was out of the ordinary. I was actually getting worried about why I was tearing apart my LS6, and that's what caused me to discover this guy being bad. I could not figure out why this engine was losing oil pressure, but here we are. If I see anything along the ways, I'll definitely talk about it, and I'm gonna get right into tearing her down and doing the cleanup, which is gonna be the majority of the job. Well, let's get into it. I just got done stamping all of the rods. So that way when I take them apart, I know which order they go back into. I know what halves go where if I get them mixed up. I got kids, all right? I've learned that I cannot trust leaving anything around without it being tampered with. That's a quick and cheap insurance policy. Now we're gonna pull all these pistons out and see how they look. All right, got the light. So you can see cylinders look pretty good. I don't see anything really worth mentioning in any of the cylinders. Maybe when I get to flash honing it. All the bores look good. Block overall looks great. Just everything is very dirty. And that's what happens when you take apart a buggy engine. There's sand literally everywhere. Shouldn't be everywhere in the inside, but you know, my motor's special. So here's the pistons. They all look good. All the bearings, for the most part, look good. I mean, this is probably the worst one right in here. And the engine did get starved for oil for a good bit of time. When it comes to the crank's in really good shape. I'm just gonna do a quick hand polishing on it. All the mains look immaculate, considering. So we'll throw some new rings on it, some new bearings, kind of clean everything up, polish her up, get all this sand out of here. Should be a pretty quick and easy rebuild. Well, when I feel like doing more, I'll holler back at you guys. Until then, we'll catch you on the next video.